Thanks for coming back to the channel, man. So we got some news today. My NBA news, 2K22. We're in New Zealand right now. I know my backdrop looks how it normally does, but trust me, I'm in New Zealand all the way, 100%. 2K just dropped some my NBA information. I want to go over that. I want to read that for you. So let's check it out together, y'all.
All right, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. This seems like a big fat W right here. Let's go. NBA 2K22, my NBA. Build out and solidify championship caliber staff. Define the roles you'll need to fill, and learn how training can make or break a title run in NBA 2K22. All right, hello, franchise fans. It's that time of the year to go over the new additions and changes to my NBA for NBA 22 on next gen PlayStation 5, Xbox, Without a doubt, it's been a crazy year for everyone. We're still dedicated to making sure we push to deliver the greatest sports simulator on the planet. 2K22 is another great step forward in our unending quest towards perfection and taking steps to excite and delight our dedicated fan base. Below, we'll detail what it means to build out and solidify a championship caliber staff, the roles you'll need to fill, and how training can make a break title run. Without further ado, let's get into the good stuff. All right. My staff. Back in 2014, we took basketball franchise gameplay to the next level with my GM allowing players to fully take the role of running an NBA franchise from the ground up. In 2K20, we pushed forward with the next step of evolution in my GM 2.0, but we've still had our eye on how we can improve the experience for users while staying true to the heart and vision of having the best sim franchise experience possible. The more we thought about it, the more it became clear that we needed to improve our depth, not just the GM, but those around them that make any organization run, the staff. We see in our parts of the game, in other parts of the game, that players love the depth and customization that basketball players can get when it comes to their attributes, tendencies, and badges. We already see it from our brilliant community with the time and effort they put into making custom rosters and draft classes. Yet, even if they wanted to, they face difficulties when molding a My NBA staff in the same way. As such, we redesigned how your staff works from the ground up. New attributes, more than double the staff badges, and a slew of new roles. We've completely reimagined this aspect of the mode and are proud to show off the newest addition, MyStaff. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. So, okay, we got Greg Popovich, Shot Doctor, Big Man Coach, Post D Coach, Perimeter D Coach, Guard Guru, Wing Whisperer. What the flip are they doing, bro? Wow, there's gonna be so much content to be made, bro. Wow. And you sign them to okay. Okay. First, let's take a look at the new staff carousel. We've kept a similar format to make sure it feels intuitive to those familiar with the old system, but I'm sure a few things jump out in the above screenshot, where you'll notice everyone listed here is a coach, as well as coaching listed in the upper portion of the screen. We've greatly expanded the staff for every team, so now you have 4 departments with positions you'll need to fill. Front office, so that includes the governor, the GM, the assistant GM, CFO. I don't know why they still call it governor. Why don't you just call it owner, man? That's what it is. Coaching. You got the head coach, the shot doctor, big man coach, post defense coach, perimeter defense coach, guard guru, wing whisperer. And you have scouting, head scout, 4 domestic scouts, and 2 foreign scouts. Wow. Sports medicine. You got the team doctor, the strength trainer, the stamina trainer, sports psych. Wow. Sports science, physio, and the sleep doctor. Wow. The front office needs every position filled, and you need a head of each department. Beyond that, you'll have a cap of 17 total staff positions you can fill, in addition to balancing the staff budget. You'll have to determine what exactly is most important to your franchise because, similar to real life, franchises have their strengths and their weaknesses. You will opt for a revolutionary training team with shades of the Phoenix Suns, able to mitigate injuries and give second wind to older players, or perhaps focus more on brilliant coaching staff like Greg Popovich of the San Antonio Spurs, who impacts what happens on the court. Do you want to try and fish for the next great international player, or perhaps forego international scouting entirely? These are all questions that you'll be able to answer directly with the freedom to make the team that you want to see. Wow. This looks a little overwhelming. Don't worry. We also make sure to give you a general evaluation of each department so you can understand the team's strengths and weaknesses and give suggestions on where and when to fill. Wow, man. So that's a big fat W right there. I'm gonna tell you right now, like that's deep. 2K has always had the best. 2K's always had the best franchise mode, but this is like, whoa, man. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Okay, so this is more like your training staff. And you see the name of the team is Honolulu Breeze, so you can have a Hawaii team, clearly. Charisma, analytics, legwork, influence, organizing, sports medicine, money sense, basketball IQ, potential. Um, wow, man, this is a lot, man. This is great. This is great. Power rank 18. Okay. In addition to the changes to the departments, you'll notice that we now have a new spread of attributes available. One of the things we love most at 2K is watching how a story can unfold. From the sculpted experience of my career to the more organic sandbox nature of my NBA, we think it's compelling when what we're playing is more than just numbers on a spreadsheet, but an interesting narrative that comes to life and really makes for an engrossing experience. To help facilitate this, we've made a lot of the attributes that go into staff more universal. So it's possible to have a staffer that you can freely put in different departments and watch them grow. As an example, we have new attribute charisma. This has almost no effect for a CFO buried in spreadsheets, but is essential for a department head, GM, or assistant GM. Money sense would be the prime attribute for a CFO, but it also is relevant for a GM attempting not to get fleeced in a trade deal. We have a glossary to fully explain what each of the attributes entail, but the general gist is that it will be much easier for staff members to transfer across multiple departments and jobs, especially based on what the player feels their franchise needs. In the above spreadsheet, we can see that when attempting to hire a new strength trainer, the default sort is sports medicine, which is the best attribute for a strength trainer, and most other sports medicine staff. You can then scroll over and see how the rest of their attributes stack up, or get a quick look at how many badges they have. We've done our best to help make the system more robust while giving players the tools to get the information they need to make a smart decision. And if you want an expanded view, we can pull up the staff card. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, so everybody has like more than one strength, and that's been a big deal for franchise players as far as hiring staff. Guys would like want to be a head coach, but not want to be a GM. Want to be a head coach, not want to be assistant coach. Want to be a scouter, don't want to be a trainer. Like this is like making it so. Yeah, you have more staff to fill, but at the same time, you have more staff you can do that can do multiple things, and that's pretty smart. I'm not gonna sit here in front for y'all. Deep dive. My staff is a dramatic change to how you approach a franchise in the big picture, and the staff you have will have immense effects both in terms of how your team performs in a given year, as well as the direction your franchise takes in the long run. To take a deeper dive, let's take a look at the sports medicine department as well as the various jobs found within. Team doctor impacts all of the other sports medicine jobs, and in the event of a vacancy in the position, uses the team doctor's attributes and badges at half capacity. Strength trainer assists in the development of strength and vertical. Stamina trainer assists in the development of conditioning, stamina, and hustle. Sports psych impacts team chemistry and morale. That's smart. Without the presence of a strong sports psych, it's possible teams can tailspin in a negative cycle of morale and team chemistry drops. Sports scientists essential to the prevention of injuries. They help both give benefits in terms of player durability and individual body parts, as well as reducing the chance to be injured. Physio is the one that helps players rehab from injuries. The sleep doctor helps manage the health and wellness of players, allowing them to better manage season fatigue. All the jobs have been designed to be important and lead the player to make meaningful choices. Do you have a young, healthy team and prefer to focus on having strong trainers, or do you have a roster of older vets and focus more on injury prevention and mitigation? These are questions that you'll have to ask and evaluate yearly as your lineup changes. Another point to consider is the fact that staff will grow and develop as well. Attributes will generally grow on their own over time with a slight lean towards the job they're currently performing. But based on the influence of staff members around them, staffers will be less likely to acquire badges over time. Any staff can theoretically become another job type, especially if they have the core attributes that align well with their new jobs. Badges will come with time, so if you think a staffer has the attributes for a key position you'd like to see down the line, you can just adjust them freely and see them grow and flourish into their new position the way you can imagine it. All right, updated staff card. Let's check it out. Greg Popovich. Those are great. That's a nice face scan of. Oh shit. Let me go back. Sorry. All right. Yeah, that's a nice face scan of old Greg, of old Pop. Okay, so charisma. So they said Greg Popovich has no money sense. Wow. Uh, Yeah, I got to screenshot that. That's crazy. Basketball IQ through the roof, but no money sense. Sure thing. Personality unpredictable. I can give him that. Job aptitude, so he can pretty much do everything. Okay. Our roster team has done an awesome job of trying to best fill out real life staff members in the roster with appropriate attributes and badges to help bring the authenticity of the real life NBA to you. As one of the most illustrious coaches of our era, we can see that Greg Popovich is both a perfect example of how staff should progress and an example of a real life story that we want to see unfold in the new MyStaff system. In 1994, as the Spurs GM, he ended up installing himself as the head coach and flourishing into one of the all time greats. Able to handle everything both on and off the court, Pop has numerous badges across multiple job types. So no matter whom staff he's in, he'll likely have the attributes to make it work and likely a bevy of silver, gold, and Hall of Fame badges to bolster his abilities. In in this image, we can also get a look at the overview, allowing you to see highlights of attributes, badges, and aptitude towards various jobs. Department heads at the top, followed by front office, followed by all of the collective sub jobs grouped together by their old simple names: assistant coach, scout, and trainer. You can even delve further to get more information on what staff can do. And everything you see here is also available for change in edit staff, so makers can continue to adjust and iterate to make your ideal MyStaff. Wow. Man, if you can change, man, okay. In addition to MyStaff, our other flagship feature in 2K22 is the improvements to the team and player training. For a long time, we've had some awesome ways to custom tailor how players would progress by giving them archetypes and allowing training under the hood to help guide and direct them so players could feel the impact of choosing how player training would develop. However, there were a few hiccups. It was tough to get to the nifty menu where you could determine the player type and position, and managing training and rest felt difficult as it was never quite clear how team fatigue was balanced against training. In addition, it would also be difficult to truly emulate the real life NBA of having coaches running teams and offenses with specific style in mind. And in the end, we felt that we could and would do better. Wow, it's dope. It's a dope thing to say. We'll see. So, Prep Hub. Let's see. So, yeah, you got training, game plan, da 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 da, previous games, scout report. And that's pretty dope, man. I mean, for people that's into franchise mode, wow, this is like the best franchise mode ever in any game. First, to help assist with training is a new menu called the Prep Hub. This is designed to be a one-stop shop for anyone who's looking to try and adjust team training and fatigue while having a mind towards the scouting report of your next opponent. You can also see the team proficiency, which is simplified way of explaining how well the current players are able to play and adapt to the head coach's current system proficiency. We wanted to make a deliberate choice and try and make play styles matter. So having a coach specialized in 7 seconds or less run and gun offenses will have to adapt to a roster with taller, more defensive oriented players. This also helps stress the importance of having your My Staff built to suit the needs of your team, as you may want more trainers and more coaches depending on how your team proficiency is and how hard you need to work to learn. So you have team training. We're not going to read that. Individual training. When looking at individual training, now it's easier than ever to choose a player's ideal skill training focus. This will affect all individual training and will help make sure a player's attributes grow in that direction over time. A player's fatigue, injury risk, and load management are all visible in the spreadsheet now. As such, it's easier than ever to manage to help guide my NBA fans into knowing the state of the roster and figure out the ideal training path for all players on their team. Okay. So you can pretty much build a player in any direction. That's pretty cool. Compact spreadsheets. Um, they've been improving the spreadsheets, y'all. Conditional coaches. Another new feature we are really excited for is conditional coaching, which gives power users the ability to help give coaching directives while they simulate games. Using symbolic logic, you'll be able to input powerful commands that will look for specific conditions in the game, and if they occur, making coaching changes accordingly. As an example, one of our preset simple coach conditions is garbage time. All you have to add is a point value like 10 Once set, it makes it so that in the fourth quarter, if the point differential is 10 up or down, and there's only a little bit of game left, you sub out the starters and get the bench in to help make sure you can play rookies and get them extra game time when the game has been decided. We're eager to see how much our hardcore fan base will love the ability to truly sim the way they want to play. Okay, so they have pre-built teams, new pre-built teams. The new teams in the lineups are Bronx Brawlers, Honolulu Breeze, and the Omaha Airmen. You won't have to do anything crazy to see them in action. Just opt to customize the league and add them as a pre-built team like you have in the past, or add them as expansion teams down the line. In summary, we've got big changes to MyStaff and training to add new layers of depth to any type of MyNBA you create. Plus, better spreadsheets across the mode, new pre-built teams to play with, greater control over the way the teams run via simulator, and countless numbers of bug fixes and other minor improvements to continue to improve your experience this year. We want to give a special thanks to all our dedicated fans to pass along feedback and suggestions. We are always listening every year. Use the words and feedbacks you provide to keep pushing us forward and making something more we're confident you'll enjoy. From the franchise team to the player, we hope you have a great time with NBA 2K22 and have another fantastic year. Woo! All right, man. That felt like 11 minutes. What did it say? 11 minutes, 30 seconds? It felt like 12 minutes and 30 seconds. So, yeah, man. Sit here in front for y'all.
Yeah, man. I don't know about y'all, but that seemed like a big fat dub to me. I mean, as a franchise player, franchise is there after my career gets boring. I don't care what 2K tries to do. My career eventually, usually previously, prior to this year, always trails off. By 6 months in, you're definitely done with my career. And I think that my NBA has a great opportunity to bring in some new people here, because if my career with the new seasons ends up being pay to win, I think a lot of people might go to the next best thing. And that's right now it's seeming like franchise mode. I mean, this is by far the best franchise mode that I can remember. This overall seems like they actually cared this year. So, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. My mind is blown. I'm trying to like, as it gets closer to launch, I'm like trying to figure out what I want to grind, because do I want to grind my career? It just depends on how the game feels, right? It just depends on how the game feels. Like, they can do all this and say all this, and if it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't play right, then, once the server's on, then we're going to find out what's what for sure. So stay tuned, man. I'm definitely going to post some gameplay once it drops. I already have it downloaded. I'm already in New Zealand. We're ready, man. We're ready. We're ready to go. So, as always, y'all, respect. Peace.
Always keep the peace. How come the fucking jeweler hasn't pieced me out? My girl been gone for way too long. How long has she been out? Never cheat the game.